Hello, lovely gardeners. Welcome back to Time for Gardening. Today we're strolling through enchanting English-style fence ideas. Each one a DIY gem that lifts your outdoor style from ordinary to truly classic. From rose-draped pickets to upcycled door frames, we'll show you how the right boundary can frame your flowers and tell a timeless story. Stay with us to the very end for expert tips on choosing materials, colors, and climbers that age gracefully and boost curb appeal. The soft arc of climbing roses turns a simple white picket into an ever-changing tapestry, where each season paints new shades of blush and ivory across its rails. Vintage carriage lanterns nestled between the blooms cast a welcoming glow at dusk, inviting evening strolls and illuminating the delicate petals from beneath. Because the fence is low and airy, sightlines remain open, allowing fragrant breezes to wander through and connect different garden rooms. As daylight fades, the lantern light links house and garden in a gentle rhythm, guiding visitors along a fragrant path and underscoring the cottage charm that defines a classic English yard. Elaborate iron scrolls ripple like botanical filigree, echoing the curls of climbing vines that weave through the metal. Their time-worn black finish stands in graceful contrast to fresh greenery, creating an elegant threshold that hints at hidden borders beyond. When guests step through the matching gate, the scroll motifs feel almost alive, moving from fence to arbor to trellis, so each garden layer feels intentionally linked. This unity between hardscape and planting strengthens the narrative of romance and history woven throughout the landscape. Hand-pressed bricks offer a warm, earthy backbone, while cast-iron finials rise like miniature spires, crowning each pier with Victorian elegance. The combination speaks to durability and refined craft, setting an elevated tone for surrounding beds of delphiniums and foxgloves. Between the brick columns, shorter iron runs allow plants to spill forward and soften the line, ensuring the fence never feels heavy. As blooms sway against the iron, their movement enlivens the strong geometry, creating a conversation between permanence and seasonality that anchors the entire garden. crisscross lattice provides perfect perches for clematis vines, whose star-shaped flowers climb skyward in fragrant waves. Every square becomes a frame for color: deep violet, soft mauve, and snowy white, emerald leaves filling the gaps like mosaic grout. Because the fence breathes, light dapples through its openings and projects playful shadows across gravel walks. That flicker feels almost cinematic, leading the eye onward and tying shaded nooks to sunlit borders through a shared pattern of light, scent, and gentle movement. Hand-woven willow hurdles undulate softly, recalling pastoral hedgerows that once bordered English footpaths. Their natural tones blend effortlessly with meadow grasses, giving every bend of the path a sense of age and whispered lore. As sunlight shifts, the willow's silvery bark catches glints of gold, guiding visitors like breadcrumbs deeper into the garden narrative. Each panel bends just enough to invite curiosity, turning every corner into a page from a countryside fable. classic rail fence, freshly whitewashed, becomes the ultimate backdrop for fragrant lavender tumbling from vintage window boxes. Pops of purple float above the rails, producing an easy rhythm that mirrors rolling cottage hillsides. The elevated planters draw blooms closer to eye level, enveloping passersby in soothing scent while freeing ground space for low herbs and thyme. Together, fence and boxes create a multi-layered horizon that celebrates both structure and softness in equal measure. Limbs of apple and pear are trained flat against a wire support, forming a living tapestry that breaks blossom into symmetric ribbons. In spring, bees weave among the flowers. By autumn, jewel-bright fruit adorns the fence like ornaments on a garland. This edible boundary saves space without sacrificing abundance, making it ideal for small gardens where productivity and beauty must coexist. The Espalier's disciplined lines echo the order of parterres while still brimming with life, bridging kitchen and ornamental zones in one graceful move. An ornate cast-iron headboard, rescued from a bygone bedroom, stands proud at the edge of a perennial bed. Scrolls and finials provide instant romance, while cottage blooms thread themselves through the openwork, blurring past and present. Because the frame silhouette hints at restful dreams, the border feels like a hidden bedroom for flowers, an invitation to linger and look closer. Its playful reuse underscores the garden's narrative of discovery, where every relic finds fresh purpose among petals. Perfectly trimmed boxwood forms a tidy ribbon of green, punctuated by decorative iron panels that introduce intricate pattern without overwhelming the scene. The hedge keeps beds contained, while the iron inserts act as picture windows onto layered plantings beyond. That interplay of rigid geometry and airy lattice makes the fence double as sculpture. Viewers glimpse flashes of color through the ironwork, encouraging movement along the path to see each vignette unfold and connecting separate borders in one continuous visual tale. Tall, pointed gates forged for a churchyard now anchor the garden-like cathedral doors to an open-air sanctuary. Weathered iron carries traces of devotion, their lancet shapes echoing rose petals that climb overhead in fragrant arches. As visitors push the heavy gates aside, the space within feels hushed and sacred, setting a contemplative tone before vibrant beds burst into view. The moment of transition magnifies anticipation, proof that reimagined history can elevate today's experience. Short pails outline crisp squares, while clipped box spheres stand at intersections like living chess pieces. From above, lines converge into a knot pattern that nods to Tudor parterres yet remains inviting on a cottage scale. Because the fence sits low, its geometry doesn't divide. Instead, it guides footsteps through herb-scented compartments. Each topiary becomes a punctuation mark, helping the eye glide seamlessly to the next fragrant chapter. Weathered lattice panels rise directly from a tidy strip of pea-gravel, where oregano, sage, and thyme nestle like jewels against a neutral canvas. Crunching footsteps on gravel accompany the release of herbal oils, adding multisensory magic to routine garden visits. The lattice itself encourages climbing sweet peas and nasturtiums, stitching vertical color into a horizontal herb tapestry. In this way, the fence, footing, and plantings create one cohesive surface where structure supports scent and texture supports taste. Lavender and mint green pickets playfully echo the towering spikes of blue and violet delphiniums that sway behind them. The fresh palette lightens the view, ensuring massive blooms appear airy rather than imposing. Color coordination continues as annuals at the fence line pick up softer pastel notes, creating a gradient from pale to rich hue. The fence thus serves not only as backdrop, but as active participant in the planting scheme's color story. A sweeping timber fence draws the eye along a gentle arc, its hand-carved petals and leaves repeating in rhythmic relief. Sunlight catches each carving, casting shifting shadows that move like flowers dancing across wood. That curvature invites exploration, leading guests around beds where real blossoms mirror the sculpted ones. The dialogue between living bloom and wooden art turns an ordinary perimeter into an immersive promenade. Delicate wire mesh feels almost lace-like, offering an elegant contrast to tall foxglove spires and vibrant, fluttering poppies. Wind slips through both metal and petal, blending their movements into one graceful sway. Because the mesh is transparent, color flows freely. Poppies gossip with peonies across the divide, so the fence frames rather than fragments the scene. As a result, every step along the path reveals new layers of coordinated motion. Rich cedar posts gleam with brilliant copper caps that patina over time, echoing the delicate pink and lilac of sweet pea blossoms winding upward. In full sun, metal and petal glow alike, stitching warmth into every view. The slender vines knit posts together, softening vertical lines and perfuming the breeze. This partnership of refined hardware and exuberant growth highlights the balance between craftsmanship and wildness, so beloved in English garden. Rough-hewn rails trace gentle, irregular lines, more invitation than barrier, while clumps of yarrow, campanula, and lady's mantle spill through gaps as if fence and flowers grew in tandem. Seasons cycle color through the rails. Spring pastels, summer brights, autumn seed heads. Each wave feels natural, yet it's framed by the sturdy rails that keep compositions coherent, turning casual planting into curated countryside art. Bricks laid in precise herringbone set a strong foundation, their warm tones grounding the design. Above, wrought-iron bars echo the brick angles with subtle diagonals, tying materials together in understated harmony. Shadow patterns fall across pathways like woven fabric, guiding footsteps toward focal urns or stately benches. By day or lamplight, the repeated chevron motif reinforces a sense of order that never feels rigid. Noble Flint-Stones stack into a rustic base, their cool grays anchoring the garden to the earth. Above, crisp white lattice rises to host climbing heritage roses, the stark contrast showcasing every blush petal. Because stone absorbs sun heat, evening air around the wall stays warm, coaxing deeper fragrance from the blooms. Thus, materials and plants collaborate to heighten both sensory and structural richness. Alternating boards create a shadowbox pattern that grants privacy while still allowing air to flow, a perfect stage for dark, glossy holly cones standing sentinel behind. The deep green foliage frames the cedar's golden warmth, sharpening each hue. In winter, scarlet holly berries pop against snowy rails, ensuring the fence remains vibrant year-round. Meanwhile, the staggered boards echo the holly's layered leaves, uniting living and built elements through mirrored texture. Graceful hoops rise and fall like musical notes, enclosing a bed of tea roses whose perfume wafts beyond the bars. Their rounded form softens the geometry of paths, adding lyrical movement to straight walks. As roses grow, they drape gently over the hoops, blurring boundary and blossom. Visitors feel enfolded by fragrance and beauty, their journey through the circle a serene pause in the wider garden score. Sun-washed shutters find second life as fence panels, slats slightly ajar to let breezes tease trailing vines. Each panel shows a patina of coastal blues and butter yellows, hinting at stories from interiors past. With herbs or mignonette tucked into pockets between slats, the fence doubles as vertical planter, connecting function and nostalgia. The result is a playful surprise that delights with every discovered detail. Within sturdy cedar frames, jewel-toned glass catches sunlight and scatters colored patches onto surrounding foliage. Morning rays cast emeralds on ferns. Evening light floods delphiniums in ruby and sapphire. These fleeting hues turn daily strolls into new experiences, reminding gardeners that change is constant beauty. At night, lanterns behind the glass make each panel glow like cathedral windows, setting the garden aglow with quiet reverence. Tidy white pickets stand atop woven wattle, offering an intriguing interplay of polish and earthiness. The pickets provide rhythm, while the wattle backdrop adds handcrafted character, echoing medieval hedgerows. By layering two traditions, the fence unites contrasting textures into one story. Refined cottage meets woodland craft. Perennial drifts around its base soften transitions yet further, proving opposites can bloom in harmony. Laser-cut steel panels bear stylized Tudor roses, each emblem a nod to English heritage reborn in contemporary form. Powder-coated charcoal gives the flowers bold silhouette against fresh greenery. Sunlight piercing the cutouts paints rose shadows across gravel, a living frieze that moves as light shifts. Day by day, the fence becomes performance art, renewing historical motifs for modern admiration. Simple oak rails trace the land's contours, their understated presence honoring spring bluebells that sheet the ground in violet haze. During peak bloom, rails seem to float upon a floral sea. As summer advances and foliage deepens, the fence provides quiet structure once color recedes. Its steady lines echo through changing seasons, assuring continuity while nature paints fresh scenes around it. Creamy limestone courses lay cool foundations, their rough edges softened by moss. Above, slender iron spears rise in rhythmic silhouette, evoking manor house grandeur without towering over plantings. This marriage of stone and metal draws a crisp horizon that hydrangeas gladly lean against. Come twilight, uplighting grazes the limestone, and spear shadows climb into the evening sky, extending the fence's drama after dark. Salvage doors, each unique knob and panel intact, stand side by side, forming a quirky palisade. Some stay ajar, some remain closed, urging wanderers to choose their own adventure through blooming corridors. Climbing jasmine threads above lintels, perfuming each room beyond a threshold. The sense of discovered spaces sparks childhood wonder, proving sustainability can be as imaginative as it is practical. Stout oak boards glow amber in afternoon light, punctuated by precise diamond lattice that offers framed glimpses of roses beyond. The wood's natural warmth softens the garden's cooler greens, creating balanced harmony. Through the lattice, trailing clematis reach to greet the sun, knitting fence and flowers together. Every peak entices viewers to step closer, transforming the boundary into an invitation rather than a barrier. An ornate wrought-iron gate, heavy with scrolls, anchors a span of timber trellis thick with ivy. The gate suggests formality, while the soft foliage tempers its authority, weaving romance into strength. Passing through, visitors move from cultivated pathway to leafy retreat, experiencing a tangible change in atmosphere. The gate remains visible behind them, framing the view back toward sunlit borders and reminding them of the journey's layered beauty. These designs prove a fence is far more than a line in the landscape. It's a canvas for cottage romance, heritage charm, and sustainable creativity. Which idea spoke to your gardening soul? Let us know below. And if you found inspiration today, please hit like, tap the subscribe bell, and share your questions or fence successes in the comments. Your support helps us grow a community where every garden, big or small, can blossom beautifully. See you in the next video.